Have you ever wondered why Catholics are pro-life? Are you Catholic and want to understand why the Church holds this belief? In this video, we will explore how and why the Church is against abortion, as well as discuss some resources the Church endorses and/or utilizes to support mothers. Regardless of why you chose to click on this video, thank you so much for watching. I truly never could have dreamed that my first video, 10 Reasons to be Catholic, would reach even a dozen views. As of recording, it stands at nearly 40,000 views, which is absolutely insane to me. It really means all the world to me to have your support, and I hope that I am worthy to earn your continued support. If you like this video, or my previous one, feel free to like and subscribe. It really does help, and I greatly appreciate it. And with that, let's get on to the video. The best source for any position the Church holds is in the Catechism of the Catholic Church. For those of you unfamiliar with the Catechism, it is effectively a book dedicated to make readily available all Church doctrine. You want to know why the Church holds views against gay marriage? It's in the Catechism. Want to know why the Church has a Pope? It's in the Catechism. So with this in mind, let us look first to the Catechism as a source. In paragraph 2270 of the Catechism, it says, "Human life must be respected and protected absolutely from the moment of conception. From the first moment of his existence, a human being must be recognized as having the rights of a person, among which is the inviolable right of every innocent being to life." The Catechism then goes on to cite two passages of Scripture as evidence for why this ideal is held. Firstly, there's the line from Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 5. "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you, and before you were born, I consecrated you." This line demonstrates God knows each and every one of us before we are even conceived. The context of this line, for those wondering, is God telling Jeremiah that he is meant to be a prophet to the nations, meaning that Jeremiah from before birth was instilled with purpose as a prophet. The second passage that is referenced in the Catechism after paragraph 2270 is Psalm chapter 139, verse 15. "My frame was not hidden from you when I was being made in secret, intricately woven in the depths of the earth." The meaning in this passage is a lot more complex than the previous one, at least if you ask me, but to break it down, it is best explained like this. Intricately woven refers to the miracle of how God forms the human person in the womb. Because God creates you to destroy a person is considered an affront to God himself. In the depths of the earth is a more metaphorical phrase that describes the womb as hidden from human view, just as the deep underground of the earth is hidden from us. This is the best interpretation I can readily come up with here. I highly encourage you to look up this passage yourself and research it. I think it's fascinating, and admittedly, I may be inadvertently butchering the interpretation a bit. That passage is Psalm 139:15 again, just in case you want to look that up yourself. The following 5 paragraphs in the Catechism further expand on how the Church has always been against abortion. In paragraph 2271, it is detailed how the Church has been pro-life since its earliest days. The citation the paragraph uses is that of the Didache, an early Church document that details many positions that the Church held at the time and continue to hold. The Didache deserves a video of its own to detail its importance, but for our purposes here, it is important to remember that it demonstrates that the Church has always been pro-life, even since its beginnings. The next paragraph, number 2272, discusses how abortion is a grave offense, even going so far as to declare it an excommunicable offense for all who participate in it, which truly highlights just how severe a sin performing an abortion is. It's an abomination in the eyes of God and the Church. The paragraph following that, number 2273, asserts that the right to life is a constitutive element of civil society and legislation. In essence, the right to life is of extreme legal importance in a just society. Paragraph 2274 determines that the embryo must be protected from conception until birth, which means that abortion is at no point permissible during any stage of a pregnancy. This relates to the earlier 2 passages from Scripture that demonstrate how God knows us before we are even conceived, meaning we are deserving of protection from the moment of conception. Finally, paragraph 2275 details how the embryo must be treated honorably and without exploitation. This logically follows considering that, again, every person is deserving of protection from conception until birth. and every innocent thereafter birth is deserving of protection until their natural death. So with all of this in mind now, I would say that we have a pretty good understanding of what the Church's position is on abortion and why it is against abortion. And with this understanding, I would like to take a look at some of the ways the Church supports mothers and women in general. On a parish level, diaper drives are a common occurrence to support struggling mothers and families, as are food drives. Many parishes also offer daycare services of some variety. These may seem like small ways to help, but in reality, many families are reliant on the good faith and charitable works of others to get by, and these drives and parish-based services are a huge boon to them. Next, on the diocesan and more church-wide level, there are a number of resources available to mothers, the most famous of these being the pregnancy resource centers around the country. These have been in the news from time to time since the overturning of Roe v. Wade, as they often provide medical services to mothers at little to no cost, and receive substantial financial support from the Church. An excellent resource for women in general, although many of them are also mothers, are the many crisis centers that exist to support victims of abuse. These centers are often supported on a diocesan level to support local women suffering from domestic abuse. These facilities are often able to host entire families, minus the abuser of course, while the person or persons in question figure out next steps to remove themselves permanently from the home of the abuser. These are just a few resources that the Church actively engages in to support women and mothers, and are often staffed by Catholics seeking to improve their communities and support those in need. To summarize all of this, the Church is adamantly pro-life, and has been since its beginnings. I hope this video did a good job of detailing how and why that is the case. Many people mistakenly believe that either the Church is not truly pro-life itself, or that it is passive in supporting mothers in need, when that could not be any further from the truth. If you consider yourself Catholic and are pro-choice, I hope after this video you at least consider having a change of heart. The unborn are the most innocent and vulnerable among us, and if we do not endeavor to protect them, then I ask you, what is worth protecting? Perhaps that's something worth thinking about. Regardless, thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you learned something from it, and if you enjoyed it, feel free to like, comment, and/or subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you again for watching, and have a wonderful day.